rapid series wherein we are discussing 10 MCQs on daily basis. These 10 MCQs relates to the yesterday's current affairs, as many students are reading current affairs in the evening slot or at night. So, we are discussing these 10 MCQs based on yesterday's current affairs. So, today you can watch this video, you can practice these MCQs with me. Also, we are attaching the explanation of all these 10 MCQs. The file is there in description of this video. You can download that and you can read and enrich your study material. So, without any delay, let's start with today's session. First MCQ, which of the following is or are possible benefits of gene based vaccines? Now, we have to identify the possible benefits of gene based vaccines. For understanding of this, you need to understand which are the different types of vaccines. This year's mains question related to types of vaccines. So, and along with that, we are expecting question in prelims also regarding types of vaccines. So, yes, types of vaccines में आपको पता होना चाहिए कि yes, the inactivated vaccines, like for example polio vaccine inactivated. So, wherein the virus or the pathogen itself is inactivated completely and is allowed to enter into the human body, so that the immune system is activated against that antigen, we can say, or the pathogen, and then the antibodies are we can say created in our body by the immune system. Then we can talk about live attenuated vaccine. So, here completely inactivated is not there, rather the pathogen is halfly attenuated or simply inactivated. So, थोड़ा सा वो live होता है, थोड़ा सा मतलब इस तरीके से ये vaccine होता है. Then third is mRNA vaccine, which is, we can say that gene based vaccine that we are talking here. Messenger RNA vaccine. Okay, so here the specific gene of that pathogen producing certain proteins, that gene is only used for making the vaccine, and that is allowed to enter into human body. The specific response in terms of antibodies for that we can say protein is created. So, mRNA vaccine, for example, some of the vaccines from US based companies, ठीक है, जो Moderna वाला जो vaccine था COVID-19 का, mRNA vaccine. Okay, then fourth one type of vaccine, we can say that it is toxoid vaccines. So, whatever the toxins that are released by the pathogens, उन्हीं से लेके ये vaccine तैयार किया जाता है. Then subunit vaccine, or we can say that conjugate vaccine. Okay, so not complete pathogen or virus, rather a subunit, some part of that pathogen is used here. That's why subunit word is used here. Okay, and the major we can say that vaccine that was used in India for vaccination purpose for COVID-19 is viral vector vaccine. So, here the virus is itself used as a vector, we can say that vector based vaccines जिसको हम बोलते हैं. So, for example, for COVID-19, whatever the Covishield, Covaxin, okay, or simply the Russian one also Sputnik. Sorry, this Covaxin is inactivated virus, inactivated we can say that, but this Covishield and Sputnik, both Russia or Serum Institute of India, they were viral vector. Remember this, okay, specific है इसलिए मैंने यहाँ पे बताया आपको. Now, talking about the gene based vaccines, here example is mRNA. We are talking benefits here. The first one, they are made with live or inactivated pathogens which can cause infection when the virus is not inactivated properly. This is basically first and second type of vaccine, not gene based or mRNA. तो पहला जो है वो relevant नहीं है, incorrect. They can generate both cellular and humoral immunity. Now, let's understand these two terms. Humoral immunity relates to the antibodies that are generated to deal with the pathogens, simply we can say that. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे antibodies जो है जब ये pathogens जो है, समझो virus है, when the virus is outside the cell body, ठीक है, host cell, human cell we can say that. Then these antibodies are attacking this virus. जिसको humoral immunity बोला जाता है. What is cellular? When the virus or pathogen enters cell, उसके बाद में ये सेल जो है कैसे उसके साथ रिएक्ट करता है. Basically this is long term immunity. Generally we call this is given by T cell or T lymphocytes we can say. The memory T cells, they are part of we can say white blood cells, WBCs, fighter cells जिसको हम बोलते हैं. तो this cellular comes from this. ठीक है, humoral, remember this. Now they can generate both cellular and humoral immunity. This is true for mRNA vaccine or gene based vaccine. Second statement is correct. They can be produced rapidly. This is also true because here simply the gene is to be taken out of it and the multiplication of gene can be done in laboratory rather than any, let's say the host is not required, the vector is not required here. So dealing with virus is not involved here, rather only gene, a particular gene is taken here, so production can be efficient. 2 and 3 is the correct answer here. C. Remember this, virus, vaccines, that is continuously in news last 2-3 years because of COVID-19, it becomes fodder for our examination. Now moving on, which of the following best describes the term genetic drift? Yes, it was in news. You can see the news also, South Asians admixed with Cambodians about millennium earlier than the previously thought, DNA analysis. Okay, so that article talks about this genetic drift. Let's understand the meaning. Whenever the question is asked on the basis of certain terms, there are 4 areas from which such kind of questions are being asked. So one is simply we can say science and technology. This question is there from science and technology, biotechnology, biology. Then there is economy. ठीक है, economy से बार बार term related question आता है. Then environment and ecology. Environment and ecology, ये 3 ऐसी चीजें हैं जो और areas है जिसको हम बोल रहे हैं कि term based question, concept based question, only they are asking meaning of that term. For example, यहाँ पर green washing, last year they asked this question, green washing. There are many concepts in economy, they are asked here what is the description meaning of that term. Science and tech में बहुत सारे concepts है that we learn even in general science as well as part of technology. Now talking about genetic drift, mechanism of evolution characterized by the random fluctuations in the frequency of particular version of gene in the population. If you know exactly what is genetic drift, you can easily mark that it is first statement. Mechanism of evolution characterized by random fluctuations. This word is important, random fluctuations. The frequency of particular version of a gene in a population. Particular version of a gene which is also called as here allele. उसको allele बोला गया है. Now let me explain the basics here. When we learn about the principles of ecology, there is one complete, we can say the basics of ecology session available on YouTube channel of Lukman IS. I have given that in a 7 parts. You can see that all 7 parts. This is basics of ecology. There I have explained the principles of ecology, where we talk about the evolution, we talk about the mutation, we talk about the variations. Okay, and if we understand those concepts, we can understand the genetic drift here. Okay, so the random fluctuations, एक particular set of gene अगर हम consider करते, we call them as allele. If there are continuous changes happening in those genes in a very short time period, what may happen is the next generations will have very different characteristics as compared to the earlier generation, and the earlier genes may be completely wiped out and the completely new genetic setup may be there. So ये जो evolution का part होता है, one of the major aspect of evolution is genetic drift. Genetic drift. Okay, this is how we observe genetic variations within the species. We are talking here within the species. ठीक है, जेनेटिक डाइवर्सिटी जो हम बात करते हैं, पार्ट ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी, इफ यू लर्न बेसिक्स ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी, there are three types of diversities involved in the biodiversity. We talk about genetic diversity, we talk about the species diversity, and the third one we talk about ecosystem diversity or diversity at ecosystem level. तो यहाँ पे हम genetic diversity की बात कर रहे हैं. That diversity comes from the genetic drift and this is part of evolution process. ठीक है, इतनी information sufficient है इसके लिए. Okay, so first statement is correct here. Now talking about the next question, which of the following statement regarding dark matter and dark energy, again space science. Okay, so you can see that the statements again are seeking to know the meaning of these terms. ठीक है, basics जो है dark matter और dark energy, science and technology. Again let's talk about this. Dark matter is negative repulsive force acting in opposite direction of gravity. Dark energy is attractive force that holds our world together as it interacts with gravity yet does not reflect, absorb or emit light. Now if you are knowing exact meaning of these two terms, you may get confused and you may mark these both statements as correct. लग सकता है ना आपको कि डार्क मैटर में भी निगेटिव, एज द नेम सजेस्ट डार्क है तो कुछ तो निगेटिव होगा, रिपल्सिव, ठीक है. सो generally we should understand here that the matter is generally attracting each other. No, यहाँ पे repulsive force बोल रहा है. जनरली क्या होता है कि एनर्जी जो होता है that may we can say that repulse, ठीक है, एनर्जी जो है रिपल्स कर सकता है, बट डार्क मैटर थोड़ा सा आप अगर लॉजिक यूज करते हैं तो यहाँ पर आप मार्क कर सकते हैं. नाउ डार्क मैटर, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द बेसिक्स. डार्क मैटर नाम क्यों मिला है इसको, पहले तो ये समझते हैं. ओके, डार्क मीन्स बेसिकली इट इज नॉट, डू नॉट इमिट लाइट. Okay, it is kind of matter, it is a kind of matter, we can say it is considered as cosmic mortar. जो सीमेंट में mortar होता है ना, जो ब्रिक्स को पकड़ के रखता है, it is a similar kind of cosmic mortar which is holding the whole universe together. This is called as dark matter, and the scientists believe that around 85% of the matter in the universe is dark matter and they are searching for it. Okay, so this dark matter is rather the attractive force that holds our world together as it interacts with gravity also, but does not reflect, absorb or emit light. This is the description of dark matter. Okay, and what is dark energy? Dark energy is actually negative. It is negative, it is repulsive and it is going against gravity. ठीक है, इट इज गोइंग अगेंस्ट ग्रेविटी. तो ये डिस्क्रिप्शन है उसका, नेगेटिव रिपल्सिव फोर्स एक्टिंग अपोजिट टू द ग्रेविटी. ओके, सो इंटरचेंज किया हुआ है. जनरली यूपीएससी फ्रेम्स सच काइंड ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स बिटवीन टू टर्म्स. ओके, सो वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द करेक्ट आंसर हियर. करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट नाइदर वन और टू, डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ओके, बेसिक्स ऑफ स्पेस साइंस. अगेन मूविंग ऑन, यहाँ पे देखिए, new studies significantly narrow search for elusive dark matter particles. In the context of Assam Accord, consider the following statements. Many a times it is in news. Earlier it was in news 2 years back because of NRC protest and all, but now it is in news again because of certain other matters. We can say we have to find the correct statement here regarding Assam Accord. Yes, Section 6A of Citizenship Act was inserted to deal with the citizenship of people covered by the Assam Accord. Now we all first of all should understand Assam Accord. We learn about Assam Accord in internal security part generally, है ना, GS3 पेपर में Assam Accord 1985. Assam Accord जो है 1985. So here in Assam Accord, this is tripartite Assam Accord or Accord agreement, tripartite between Assam government, central government and we can say leaders of Assam movement we can say, or ASU, Assam Student Union जो था, ठीक है, तो जिन्होंने ये मूवमेंट स्पेयरहेड किया था, So we can talk about this as a tripartite agreement, and according to this accord, it was decided that those who entered between 1st Jan of 1966 to this date, 25th of March 1971, those who entered from Bangladesh, we can say that at that time it was Eastern Pakistan, those who entered from that region between these dates, they should get registered to become the citizen of India, and those who came after that, they should be repatriated. ठीक है, तो कट ऑफ डेट फॉर ग्रांटिंग सिटीजनशिप टू द माइग्रेंट्स फ्रॉम द नेबरिंग कंट्री इन आसाम, उसके बाद जो आए हैं उनको रिपैट्रिएट करना है. So second statement is correct, and the first statement, section 6A of Citizenship Act, basically Citizenship Act was amended after this accord. This act is of 1955, and this section 6A was added for citizenship to the citizens according to Assam Accord. Third, section 6A of the citizenship applicable to whole of India. This is incorrect. First statement and second statement is correct. This is only limited to state of Assam. People residing in state of Assam, or simply it is limited to jurisdiction of Assam only. ठीक है, तो 1 and 2 only is the correct answer here. We have to identify the correct statement. Fine. Now, see here, we'll first decide on the constitutional validity of Citizenship Act section 6A. Supreme Court में ये बोला गया है. Okay, consider the following statement regarding Spice Board of India. Okay, the institution based question. Already UPSC asked question on tea board. ठीक है, so coffee board पे, spice board पे फिर से question बन सकता है in future, and that's why we are trying to cover all these institutions. You should also have more information about these institutions. Generally statutory and constitutional bodies, we can say. Talking about this, correct statements, it comes under Ministry of Food Processing Industries. One may get confused about this, spices है, food processing हो सकता है, but this is incorrect. Generally ये boards इसीलिए establish किए गए to export these commodities, tea, coffee, spices. So you should understand this is under Ministry of Commerce and Industries. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड इंडस्ट्रीज. पहला स्टेटमेंट इनकरेक्ट है, 2 ऑप्शन चले गए. ठीक है, 2 ऑप्शन चले गए. अभी हम डायरेक्टली 4th स्टेटमेंट के बेसिस पे भी डिसाइड कर सकते हैं. बट यस, सिंपली सेकंड स्टेटमेंट, इट इज स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी अंडर द स्पाइसेस बोर्ड एक्ट 1986. दिस इज ट्रू, दिस इज स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी. ओके, सो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट and it is there in both. Now it is its headquarter is located in New Delhi. It is incorrect, and one can use logic also. Spices largely they are produced and exported from Kerala. So of course वो कहाँ पे होगा? कोची, केरला. One can use this logic also. ठीक है, तो ये incorrect है, third statement. Now you can eliminate this option also, and directly answer is 2 and 4. Even if you are not knowing about the we can say composition, it is headed by chairman whose rank is equivalent to rank of joint secretary to the joint. This is correct. Generally we do not remember this, but आप headquarter याद रख सकते हैं, whether it is statutory body, it comes under which ministry, ये हम जरूर याद रखते हैं. Okay, so that's why you should use the elimination method also, and answer is D here in this case, 2 and 4. Okay, देखिए यहाँ पर ये न्यूज़ में है, edition of World Spice, 14th edition of World Spice Congress to be held in Mumbai, इसलिए ये न्यूज़ में है. ठीक है, consider the following statement regarding National Youth Festival. So yes, this festival is being held in Karnataka, and that's why it is in news. We are celebrating National Youth Day on 12th of January today. Okay, National Youth Day. It is held on National Youth Day, this festival, which is celebrated on the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. This is incorrect. It is not held on the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, but on the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. Okay, Swami Vivekananda, to spread the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, to the people, especially youth in India, ये festival celebrate किया जाता है. It is held every year, that is true, to provide exposure to the youth to participate in sports activities at national level. Not sports activities. We are talking here about nation building process. Nation building process, because even Swami Vivekananda also talked about the role that youth can play in nation building process. So you remember this second statement is also incorrect here. Both statements are incorrect, neither one nor two. We have to identify correct statement. D is the answer here. Okay. Yes. 26th National Youth Festival in Hubli, Karnataka is being held. Now the term quiet thriving recently seen in news in the context of. Now earlier there was term quiet quitting is in news. It was in news, quiet quitting. Quiet thriving and quiet quitting, they are different, right? Quiet quitting मतलब क्या होता है कि समझो कोई भी एक employee है, that employee is not feeling well in the environment, in the work, he is not liking the work culture of the organization, and he is facing some problem, work-life imbalance and all these things. So that employee is, you know, passively working in that institution. ठीक है, पैसिवली वर्क करना शुरू करता है, जैसे जितना काम दिया है उतना ही काम करना, उतने टाइम के लिए ही काम करना जो ऑफिस आवर्स है, ठीक है. सो दिस इज क्वाइट क्विटिंग, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज क्वाइट क्विटिंग. नॉट एक्टिंग इन अ प्रोएक्टिव मैनर और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं लेना, ये सब चीजें क्वाइट क्विटिंग बोला गया. जनरली व्हाई दिस हैपेंस व्हेन द पर्सन इज नॉट फीलिंग, we can say that his personal career is we can say growing in that institution, or maybe because of, let's say, the work culture, the policies of the organization, ये सारी चीजें वहां पे मैटर करती है. Okay, now the term quiet thriving is being in news recently, especially being called as the people in 2023 this year, they may grow with quiet thriving. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Basically it is, you know, regarding mental health. Now when such situation arises, the person has two options: simply work in a passive manner और चलता है attitude लेके status को maintain करना. But the employee can choose to act where he like certain things, certain areas, okay, areas of interests, right, और वहां पे वो वर्क कर सकता है. like for example improving his skills, where he is having certain interest, तो वहां पे वो वर्क कर सकता है, and then automatically his aptitude and skill level increases, and because of that he will thrive in the institution in future. तो उसका impact जो है, consequence जो है, that will be, we can say, seen in the future. That's why quiet thriving. So maintaining the positive mental health, or simply we can say positive attitude, positive we can say that the energy from inside, ये सारा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. तो ऑल दिस इज रिलेटेड टू, वी कैन से, जॉब एक्टिविटी. अगर आपको ये टर्म्स नहीं पता है तो यू मे गेट दिस रॉन्ग, ठीक है. सो क्वाइट थ्राइविंग, फाइन. यस, यू हैव हर्ड ऑफ क्वाइट क्विटिंग, नाउ ट्राई क्वाइट थ्राइविंग. यस, consider the following statements with reference to natural farming and organic farming. Now why we are asking this question? Let me tell you, last 2-3 years UPSC is asking minimum one question on certain eco-friendly practices, be it climate smart agriculture, natural farming, organic farming, vertical farming, urban agriculture, sustainable agriculture, ऐसे terms के साथ permaculture, ये questions पूछे गए हैं. So difference between natural farming and organic farming, very important. Correct statements we have to identify. Both systems restrict farmers from using chemical pesticides on plant. This is true. ठीक है, केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स दोनों में भी अलाउड नहीं है। ओके, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग टॉक्स अबाउट द बायो पेस्टिसाइड्स एंड बायो फर्टिलाइजर्स, बायो पेस्टिसाइड्स एंड बायो फर्टिलाइजर्स। और यहाँ पे नेचुरल फार्मिंग में तो पूरा नेचुरल ही जो हो रहा है वही होने दो। लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल जीरो बजट नेचुरल फार्मिंग, zero budget natural farming we talk about, right? So in that the naturally found material like cow dung, cow urine, jaggery, that is mixed and that is used for the protection to the seed, we call it as bijamrita, or protection to the soil, improving soil fertility, we call it as jivamrita. So that is zero budget natural farming, ये natural farming। तो यहाँ पे chemical pesticides, chemical fertilizers दोनों में भी नहीं है। Now second statement, both use organic, यहाँ पे मैंने सही करना है, ठीक है, ये statement सही है सर। Both use organic fertilizers and manures as nutrient to the soil. Now here is the trick. What is the trick? Only organic farming use organic fertilizers and manures. Natural farming is against both use of inorganic fertilizers as well as organic fertilizers, ठीक है। वो बोलते हैं कि नेचुरली सब्सटेंस जो होते हैं वही यूज करने हैं, इसमें कोई भी तरीके का फर्टिलाइजर यूज नहीं करना है, नेचुरल फार्मिंग। सो वी कैन से दैट दिस इज इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट, रादर दिस इज correct, first one is correct. Unlike natural farming, plowing and weeding activities are required in organic, this is true. In natural farming, zero tillage or no tillage, no plowing, ठीक है, मतलब जो सॉइल वैसे के वैसे ही रखनी है, उसकी कोई भी मशागत नहीं करनी है, कुछ भी नहीं करना है, दिस इज जीरो फार्म, वी कैन से नेचुरल फार्मिंग, but plowing and weeding activities are allowed in organic farming. So third statement we can say that is correct. Second statement is incorrect here, both बोला है, तो of course यहाँ पर जो है सिर्फ organic farming. So 1 and 3 is the correct answer here. C is the correct answer. Okay, remember this. Now, which one of the following statement is correct with respect to Cartagena Protocol on biosafety? Very simple, straightforward question is there. In environment section, generally we deal with all these international protocols and agreements, and this Cartagena Protocol on biosafety is protocol to UNCBD, United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, UNCBD. It deals with conservation of biodiversity, and this particular protocol that was signed in 2000, ठीक है, 2000, this was the first protocol, and second protocol is Nagoya Protocol to the UNCBD. There are two such protocols. Now this Cartagena Protocol on biosafety, it is talking about biosafety, it protects the environment by, we can say that from harmful effects that may be there from living modified organisms that are developed in the laboratory with the help of new biotechnologies, with the help of tools of biotechnologies, we can say living modified organisms. तो यहाँ पर देखिए आप थर्ड स्टेटमेंट, इट इज इंटरनेशनल ट्रीटी गवर्निंग द मूवमेंट ऑफ लिविंग मॉडिफाइड ऑर्गेनिज्म रिजल्टिंग फ्रॉम मॉडर्न बायोटेक्नोलॉजी फ्रॉम द कंट्री टू अनदर कंट्री. So this is correct here, living modified organisms. So biosafety, okay. Now ठीक है, so it is talking about the same. Lastly, which of the following units are used to report nuclear radiation pollution levels? अब देखिए साइंस से ना कभी भी कोई भी एक हटके क्वेश्चन आ जाता है जहां पे हमें कोई स्कोप ही नहीं होता है जनरली क्या है इसका आंसर ढूंढने के लिए। अब उसमें आजकल एक ट्रेंड है साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में कि ऑल ऑफ दिस लार्जली दे आर द करेक्ट आंसर्स। सो यू कैन यूज दिस लॉजिक, अगर आपको रिस्क लेनी है तो सही से लीजिए ना, स्मार्ट वे में। साइंस एंड टेक से ऑल ऑफ दिस लार्जली सही आ रहे हैं आंसर, सो व्हाई डोंट वी यूज दैट logic or simply whatever the trend that UPSC is having. Here also the units that are used to calculate the radiation levels, ठीक है, radioactive pollution levels, all of these are the units Becquerel, Curie and Roentgen. Okay, so all three are used. Now what do you mean by radiation pollution? Radioactive pollution, nuclear radiation pollution, ये सारा क्या होता है? Generally when we talk about radioactive, it is talking about the decay of animal. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे मैं बोलूँगा कि rate of decay. Now when we talk about rate of decay, when there is high rate of decay, what happens is more atoms are emitted, or simply we can say there is more emission of gamma rays or different kinds of rays, we can say alpha, beta and gamma rays, and these emissions are more when there is high rate of decay. So basically we have to understand when we talk about nuclear radiation pollutions, rate of decay of that nuclear material, अगर वो ज़्यादा है तो there will be more pollution levels. ये आप logic use करिए. This is factual information or information that you can remember. D is the correct answer here. Fine? Okay, so these are the 10 MCQs for today and the explanation is there in the description of this video. Fine, okay, thank you.